I got some of that potted meat and soda crackers left over if you want some.
What is going on, YouTube? My name's AJ, and this is different for me because I normally do very low effort Let's Plays of really old games. So, I never thought I'd be doing I don't know if this would be considered commentary or reaction or whatever bucket you want to put this in, you can put it in there. But I was watching a video last night before bed from a content creator that I thoroughly enjoy watching. I think he's on Twitch, but I don't personally subscribe to him, so I don't know. And it was Moist Critical Charlie talking about the writer's strike. And there was just something about the video, like, the first parts I was like, okay, I get it. Then near the end, he said something that just didn't resonate with me, and I wanted to maybe give him a peek behind the curtain, if you will. And here's the clip I'm talking about.
It makes no sense to me because, again, most people on Twitter are either children or normal working class people, not multimillionaire celebrities. So how can you, as like a normal working class person, be excited and celebrate that other working class people like yourself are being exploited? It actually just doesn't compute up here in my noodle how you reached that part of decay.
So I think
in
that
your
what
mind.
really got me on that clip was the term working class. When I hear working class, and maybe I'm just wrong about this, but when I hear working class, I think of a Springsteen song from the 70s where Jim knocked up Mary and he had to be a mechanic for the rest of his life so he could support his wife and kid. And we're looking at this right here. This is a CNBC, relatively reliant, I would think, as a news source. Top Hollywood executive makes $500 million in the last 5 years. 384 times as much as the average writer. Holy... that's a lot of money. Does this top Hollywood executive deserve to make $500 million in 5 years, $100 million a year? I don't think so. I'd agree with that. No, I don't think he deserves to make that. I mean, tell me what he's doing. Show me his day-to-day. Show me his day-to-day and make sure that, like, me or you couldn't do the same exact thing. Like, he just fell into the job, you got lucky. So you're looking at that. But then I'm like, part of this made me think. I'm like, 384 times. And then if you bust out your trusty calculator, you're doing the math. You're doing the math in your head or whatever. And you're, oh my God, 500 million. This guy's an animal. Staggering 84 times the average pay of Hollywood. That's so terrible. And then you come down here. And you're saying to yourself, meanwhile, average pay for the Hollywood writers has remained virtually flat at about $260,000. Their pay has dropped 14% when adjusted for inflation over the last 5 years. So they were making the equivalent of like almost $300,000. These poor, how do they afford to feed their families? I mean, seriously, I mean, hot dogs, ramen noodles, that they must just be struggling. $260,000 a year. It's insane. All right, on to the next article. What we're looking at here is that I think one of the complaints during the strike was that, nothing's changed in the last 14 years. 14 years we've been, if anything, that inflation has gone past us. And what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're working class people. We're only making $250,000 a year. We're working class. We can't get by. All right. Well, this article is 6 years old. 2016. Top Hollywood screenwriter salaries rival studio chiefs. Sony Pictures chairman Tom Rothman finds his $5 million annual. I mean, what's wrong with this guy? He's only making $5 million annually. There's something. I think we need to work on him. I think we need to make a YouTube video on helping Tom Rothman, get into 2023 and make more than $5 million a year, because that's just embarrassing for him. Poor guy. Hollywood's top script doctors like Michael Arndt and Simon Kinberg are reportedly making as much as $400,000 a week doing rewrites. Okay, cool. So, what a rewrite is, if you don't know, the studio gets the script. They're like, it's pretty good. We're gonna pay you $150,000 for your script, and you're just gonna give it to us, and then we're gonna do whatever we want with it. Then they go and give it to these guys and give them $400,000 a week to make it Hollywood ready. All right. THR. I don't know what THR is. Kinberg made $8 million for each of his X-Men scripts. Apocalypse. I didn't see Apocalypse. Days of Future Past. I saw that. It was an okay movie. Did I ever, any time in that movie, did I say to myself, this dialogue is $8 million worth of dialogue? No. In addition to the $350,000 a week to punch up big budget scripts.
Their pay is not what it should be for the work they do for these productions. Writers are invaluable to the industry. Writers are one of the most important positions to any production, full stop, 100%. And their pay has not reflected this. They're not being fairly compensated for their work, and they haven't been for a long time. They don't have a lot of options in terms of like royalties either. It's just very unfair.
So I wanted to wrap up this video because I could go on for another 20 minutes, but I don't think that'll, be beneficial to anybody. I really, really do respect Charlie. I think that he does amazing work, and I'm a fan. What I want to present now to conclude this kind of critique of we need to stand by the Writers Guild is a job that I looked at when I was probably 18 years old. I said to myself when I was 18 years old, I was like, hey, I'd really like to help people. I'd really, really like to help. I want to, like, if I have a job, I want it to be meaningful. And this is what I found, and it hasn't changed at all. I was 18 a long time ago, and I'm looking at these salaries, and they've not changed, like, legitimately at all in 14 years. Like, take a look at this next item. And so we're going to try to end this video in the next 5 minutes. It'll probably be 10 minutes. We could have gone on for another 20 to 30 minutes very easily, but I wanted to, for brevity's sake, I wanted to end this. We're no longer going to talk about $250,000 average salary. One of the items that I had to cut out of the video for sake of brevity again was an actual account from the WGA strike website from a person that was appalled. They were appalled that they were given $40,000 for a 1-hour comedy script. It was a 1-hour episode of a comedy, and they were paid $40,000, and they were like, this is just too little. Okay. Now we're going to move on to something, again, that's very personal to me. I was a very, very bad kid. I did some pretty nasty stuff in my life as a kid. And it didn't take long. When I was maybe 18 or 19, I said to myself, hey, let's give back to the community that we were so rotten to as a kid. Let's give back. Let's become an EMT, because it's going to do things twofold. It's going to save lives. It's going to give us an adrenaline rush that, like, as a kid, every kid loves, like, roller coasters, like, you want an adrenaline rush. You're going to go in, somebody crashed their car into a telephone pole, you're going to save their lives, and it's going to just jack you up because you're saving somebody's life. So it's a little bit, selfish there, but we wanted to do that. We said to ourselves, hey, let's look into what an EMT does, and figured out how to start that. Well, here we have on kind of the top middle of the page, EMT. You have to complete a minimum of 170-hour course. For those of you that are not great at math, I'm not great at math. 170 hours is 7 days. Not 7 8-hour days, 7 24-hour days. So I'm assuming that's about a 30-day course. So about a 30-day course. And what are you going to do? You're going to determine if any life-threatening injuries or illnesses may be present. You're going to be splinting injuries for a patient following a motor vehicle collision. You're going to administer life-saving epinephrine for people suffering allergic reactions. CPR to a patient in cardiac arrest. You'll administer oxygen, bag, valve, mask, ventilators. You're going to deliver a baby. You will deliver a baby. An EMT's assessment skills, the ability to quickly recognize if someone is dying, is the best tool in their toolbox and the primary focus of an EMT education. Wow. Now, I know that Mr. Moist is from Florida. I'm 99% sure. I'll be embarrassed if he's not. So I decided to look for how to become an EMT in Florida. How many steps is there? All of this. How to become an EMT. I have to enroll in that class for 170 hours. I have to pass that. I have to pass a test? What? I have to pass a physical and cognitive exam as well? Look at this. Take a psychomotor and practical exam? Okay. And then I have to apply for a license. And there's a fee. Of course there's a fee. I'm sure there's a fee as well for the test. I'm sure there's a fee for the course and the exam. They don't say it here, but I'm sure there's a fee for both of those. There's a fee for the license, and then you have to, every 2 years. So every 2 years, you need to complete another 30-hour course. You have to do that every 2 years. Look at all this. Look at this. Look at this. And all of that. I mean, all of this. You're saving lives. You're delivering babies. You're splinting like compound fractures at the scene of an accident. All of this. I mean, you have to be making. I mean, like this is workers. I mean, this is workers. Like you have to be making that $250,000, right? No, you're making $16 an hour. You're making in Florida $16 an hour. Well, I mean, you could leave Florida to make another $4, it looks like. But if you're in Florida, you're making $16 an hour. You're making $16 an hour. Let's fight for those people that are making $250,000 a year. These assholes, though, they make $16 an hour. Let's go to Indeed again. Hey. Oh, so here we can make $18 an hour. So we're making $2 more than the Florida average, which is awesome. In Fort Lauderdale, great. Wait, we need 3 years experience. So we've already had to pay our additional fee and another 30-hour course to make the $18 an hour. Here we make 12 to 15, which is pretty cool. I mean, weekends as needed. So yeah, no, it's $18 an hour though. That's 37. Wait a minute, didn't we just talk about that guy that was complaining about making $40,000 for a 1-hour comedy special or comedy show on Netflix? Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And I did watch that. I know that Charlie does love Burger King from that. Him and his buddy ordered everything on the menu. So just wanted to check out what Burger King had to offer in Florida. Oh, here is a 1-star Burger King restaurant. General manager, 45 to 55 a year. So at least they are making more than the guy did for the 1-hour Netflix comedy episode. So they got that over him. So I mean, that guy, if he just wrote that one comedy special on Netflix, then they're making more money than him for the year as a Burger King general manager. But yeah, you get in a car accident. You get a car accident and your shoulder blade is coming out of your neck. And the guy's trying to save your life. You let him know that you think that the writers of Velma are grossly underpaid. Again, no, I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just trying to have some fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Until next time, take it easy. Bye.
Very interesting. I see your hobbies are drinking, smoking weed, and all types of ill shit.
Yeah.